Barakatah Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachach Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders in Great Millstone who rule well, teach well with sincerity, honesty, and integrity. Brothers whose labor in this truth. Salutations to you, brothers, and you very few sisters believe in this truth wholeheartedly, sincerely. Shalom to the hopeful elect. All right, I'm gonna make this brief. I've just been watching a few videos, and if you've been paying attention, you know exactly where I'm going with this. See a bunch of Israelite groups, camps, claim to be Israelites, but then they're going totally off doctrine. They're looking to, especially ones who have the 501, like a 501(c). You know what? Let me make sure. 501(c)(3). Matter of fact, let me make sure I have it correct. 501. See. You know what? We'll get this one real quick in a second. Let's make sure we have the right 501(c)(3). 501(c) church. Don't allow. What is a 501(c)(3) church? Benefits of a 501(c)(3). Matter of fact, let's get that real quick. Is that a lot? Okay, we'll just read a few of it. Technically, to be a nonprofit under Section 501(c)(3), an organization must be organized and operate exclusively for exempt purposes as defined by the IRS code, and none of its earnings may benefit any private shareholder or individual. And this article will explore the nonprofit designation in a bit more detail. I'm gonna just jump to the bottom. Matter of fact, we'll read it. There are three terms that business people use interchangeably: 501(c)(3), nonprofit, and tax exempt. These designations can be combined to describe one organization, but separately they mean different things, as the short video and the right explains. A nonprofit is a simply corporation that has been created by nonprofit purposes. A 501(c)(3) is a nonprofit that has been recognized by the IRS as being tax exempt because of its charitable programs. All right, so there's government guidelines that they have to abide by, right? So matter of fact, let's get back that word. Politically correct. All right, so what is politically correct? Conforming to prevailing liberal. So conforming, let's get that word conforming. To comply with rules, standards, or laws, right? Because when you're under a 501(c)(3), right, what happens? You're under those laws, so you can be recognized by the IRS, right? So you're gonna comply with rules, standards, or laws. All right. Back. Conforming to prevailing liberal or radical opinion, and particularly by carefully avoiding forms of expression or action that are perceived to exclude, marginalize, or insult groups of people who are socially disadvantaged or discriminated against. All right. So when you say, God, when you hear people say God hates the so-called white man, which is the Edomites, and God, we don't hate the so-called white man, but God hates the so-called white man. That doesn't even make any sense if you're coming in the manner of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, Like you're gonna conform yourself to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, right? So these people are being politically correct, man, because they have to conform so they can receive their benefits, man. And this is the definition of being paid off, right? Of doing things so you can continue to receive your check or receive your benefits. That's the same synonymous. That's synonymous with being paid off. When you're being politically correct and you're not being speaking bold into the ones in the face of those who afflicted you, and you being politically correct, you're not coming in the manner of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. You're coming in the manner of how that with you're under government guidelines. All right, government guidelines, right? Because we're coming in the manner like Lord, right? Look what this says. Matter of fact, yeah, if I'm not mistaken, this is 139. Psalm 139. I'm going to get straight to the point. Verse 21. Do not I hate them, O Lord, that hate thee? And am not I grieved? And am not I grieved with those that rise up against thee? You see? Do not. Let's read that again. Do not I hate them, O Lord, that hate thee? And am not I grieved with those that rise up against thee? I hate them with perfect hatred. I count them my enemies. All right? So, we hate those that hate the Lord, right? Let's read it in the NLT. Oh Lord, shouldn't I hate those who hate you? Shouldn't I despise those who oppose you? Yes, I hate them with total hatred. The enemies are my enemies. So the so-called white man Esau Edom is profane. He's outside the temple. He's one of the Lord's enemies, right? He's part of the enemies, right? So, as a matter of fact, the Lord Yahweh, let's get it, hates them. So we feel exactly how he feels. Malachi 1:1. The burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith the Lord Yahweh, yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord? Yet I loved Jacob. And I hated Esau, and laid their mountains and wilderness, and laid their mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. All right, so we hated Esau, and we hate those. We in the same, coming in the same manner. We're coming after the same mind of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man. Right, and all those that are the Lord's enemies, right? Guess what? The Lord hate Esau, we gonna hate Esau. We're not gonna be politically correct, man. Right? We're not gonna be politically correct. Yeah, just these people don't want to hate because it's right here, right? They conforming to prevailing liberal or radical opinion, in particular by carefully avoiding forms of expression or action, right? To hate, right? That are perceived to exclude because they consider it as hate. What does they call it here, and especially in the U.S., a hate crime, right? To exclude, marginalize, or insult groups of people who are socially disadvantaged or discriminated against, right? So that's our people, man. They look to always be politically correct. All right, that's our people, politically correct. It's ridiculous, man. You in this thing, you making your body a living sacrifice. Guess what? When you do that, you're going against the grain, man. You're not of this world. You're not conformed by this world, like the scripture says in Romans, right? You're conformed by Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. You're like it says, you're complying with the rules and standards of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua to the best of your ability, to the best of your ability, man. All right. Yeah, we'll just get this. From ways. Jeremiah 2:33. Why trimmest thou thy way to seek love? Right? To receive your benefits, you're gonna trim your ways, man. So you can not be looked at as a person who's I don't hate. God hates. Right? Therefore has thou also taught the wicked ones thy ways. Right? So why trimmest thou way to seek love, man? Alright? So, point was made, man. You don't be politically correct in this thing, man. You speak boldly, and you speak the word of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. So with that.